Finally tonight, WGBH arts editor Jared Bowen was at the opening for the Boston Lyric Opera's newest production last night. It's a story we're pretty familiar with here in Massachusetts, but it takes place in a space we aren't. Jared, where were you last night?
Last night I was at the, thank you for wondering, Emily, I was at the Castle at Park Plaza. Boston Lyric Opera, as part of their series every year now, they're doing what they call this opera annex, where they take people out of the traditional theater. They usually perform at the Schubert Theater, and they put people in an unconventional space. And I think it just brings so much life to productions because it almost feels, as a regular theater goer, that going on a field trip. You're having a different kind of an experience. So last night, the tale of Lizzie Borden is already pretty operatic. Even before hitting the stage, it was the summer of 1892 when she was charged and later acquitted in the brutal axe murders of her father and stepmother in their Fall River home. And now Boston Lyric Opera is taking a new, sorry for this, whack at the story. In a brand new adaptation of Jack Beeson's 1965 opera Lizzie Borden, Boston Lyric Opera plunges us into the very off-kilter mind of disenchanted daughter Lizzie Borden. It takes some liberties in changing the family structure and events, and as this recent rehearsal reveals, there's no question about Borden's murderous repulsion for her stepmother. Given a most unconventional staging, this Lizzie has a 1970s vibe, which serves to only heighten the family's creep factor, especially among dueling divas Heather Johnson and Caroline WORRA, who play Lizzie and her stepmother, respectively. I recently spoke with both performers on Open Studio.
Lizzie is very much a victim, in my opinion, of her surroundings and sort of her very controlling father and the death of her mother, which devastated her. And then this horrible woman comes in and invades her family's space.
We are using my character as very much of a villain figure. And I think that also adds to the fun of the drama of the evening. So the entire night, I just kind of keep on just driving it home and egging her on so that by the end of the evening, I think everybody is like, just whack her away, go for it.
No surprise it didn't end well for Abigail Borden, but the BLO's Lizzie finale is an absorbing one.
Well, who knew that this was an opera? What does it say about the Boston Lyric Opera? Why developing this story?
Well, it's very interesting. It was written in 1965, and the music is very avant-garde. So in and of itself, the music, the piece is very, very different. And I think this is a way for the Boston Lyric Opera to get in new audiences, different audiences. I think, you know, I think anytime you mention Lizzie Borden, it gets everybody talking. And then to see them in this element, and I've got to tell you that the construction, the staging here, the directing is unbelievable because the stage comes at you in this raked form. So it's coming at the audience, and then they've got this giant picture, black and white picture of the actual house in Fall River that's sort of cockeyed. So everything is crooked, and you get this sense that you're diving right into Lizzie Borden's mind, and then it unfolds in this really sort of demented way. And I love the fact that they set it in the 70s with those big sort of creepy, oversized glasses. And everything is just bizarre about this. And like I said, the music is avant-garde. It's so different and really fun.
So what had ever happened to Lizzie Borden? Actually, I know the answer to this, but maybe other people don't.
Well, this is what's really interesting. If you look at the story, you see how media really hasn't changed. I mean, we think the media drives so much today. Well, that's what happened then. First of all, people were supporting her, and there was this groundswell of support because it couldn't possibly be that a woman of these means and in this society could actually kill her parents. But then when she was acquitted, the tide turned against her because of the media, and she basically spent the rest of her life in exile, even though I was actually talking to our morning host, Laura Carlisle, this morning, who said, or Laura Carlo, sorry, and she said that she knew somebody who was her paperboy, and he said she was a great woman.
Oh, it's an enduring, largely because of the rhyme. Lizzie Borden, and that's how we all know the story. All right. Jared Bowen, thanks.